interesting. You guys are all across the board. So we have folks in this session who are just still learning about what project-based learning means and how to think about doing it, and others who've already been doing PBL and now they're thinking about how to strengthen that practice and move it online. And so I saw a lot of you have, of course, very high level of interest and concern around the online component. For today, because we do have people who also need some orientation to PBL, what we're going to do is I'm going to model the online pieces while teaching you the overview of the PBL content. And then on Monday, I want to just reassure you that the entire focus of Monday is going to be about how to facilitate your projects, right? Today, we're going to think more about the design part, but on Monday, we're going to get really explicitly into all kinds of tools and how to use them, when to use them, why, how to choose which ones will work best for you. Okay, so please know that more technology stuff is coming on Monday. We're going to do some today through the experience of it. And so let's talk about PBL. First thing we want to make sure that we kind of set as a foundation is a sense of a difference between kind of an older notion that we may have had. I certainly did this in the very beginning of my teaching. I was doing projects, but they weren't PBL, right? They were just a project at the end of my unit, right? Kind of a fun thing to do after we had already learned everything and taken a traditional test. But when we're talking about true PBL, it's really, they're learning the content through the project experience. So they should be working on the project throughout the entire unit. And another important thing that happens in true PBL is that the learning extends beyond the classroom. And so we're going to be talking a little bit today about authenticity and how can we strive to make project experiences for students that are truly authentic and that have meaning and matter in the real world. So I'm going to show you a little bit of ideas about how to do that. There's different types of projects, and depending on what subject area you're thinking about, or depending on what your content is that you're helping students to learn through the project, any different one might make sense, right? You might be having them solve a problem, answer a question, take a stand on some controversial topic or another, design something, or just simply explore to answer kind of an inquiry. So there's lots of different ways to approach it. But one of the things that we want to do, no matter what, is we want to stay away from that old model that I was telling you, where you could think of it like a dessert project at the end. Instead of waiting and doing the project at the end, what you want to actually do is weave it throughout, okay? So you want to introduce the project in the beginning, give them time to work throughout, but you're still doing those traditional things. If you compare these two little example calendars, look at this one. There's lecture, there's quizzes. That's the traditional model, right? And then the project is at the end. But on the other one, there's still lecture, there's still quizzes. It's just they're woven throughout, and the whole thing is contextualized and framed within this real meaningful project that the students are working on. Okay, so let's get into a conversation for you all. I am going to show you how to do this in just a second. I'm going to give you a chart. It's going to look like this. I'm going to show you where it is. So let me navigate over here on your agenda. If you come to the second section, this is where we are on day one. You're going to click this link right here that says projects versus project-based learning. So you'll want to do this on your document. I'm showing you where it is on mine. And when you click that link, it will open up a big chart that looks like this. So you have, I believe, now found the chart. That's the reading material. After you have given everybody a chance to look it over, I want you to have a conversation in response to 3 questions. These are the 3 questions. How are the ideas connected to what you already know about project-based learning? What new ideas did you get from reading it? And what is challenging or confusing you when you read that? And I would like someone in your group to be the scribe. At least just one person can be the scribe. And that person is in charge of recording the most important ideas from your conversation on this Padlet. So the Padlet is also linked right from the same segment where we are in the agenda. So I am going to highlight it in yellow. And at least one person in the group can go to the Padlet and be our scribe. That way other people can read your thoughts and I can read your thoughts. These are going to help inform me in my planning for next Monday's class as well. Okay, so the Padlet looks like this. It should be set where you can add comments easily. If you see somebody else has already added your same idea, you can, I think there's a heart. You can heart people's ideas is the setting that I have right now. Okay, any other questions before I send you back to your same group?